Hello, this is Molly Reamer with this week's Rituals of Returning video for the Creative Spirit Circle and 30 Days of Goddess, as well as the Goddess Magic community. And this week we are stepping into April, so we are welcoming April, which in 30 Days of Goddess is our month of healing, and the goddess we are honoring is Airmid. And so we will be using the Herbcrafter's Tarot today, as well as a little support from the Botanical Inspirations Oracle, and of course, the Story Goddess Oracle. And so I've been choosing a card from the Herbcrafter's Tarot for each month to give us an herb card theme to work with, to create ritual with, to be nourished by, to be inspired by. And this month, and since Airmid is the goddess of herbs and herbal healing, and is said to know the secrets of all 365 magical herbs in the world, I was really excited to choose the card and see which herb are we going to focus on with Airmid. And interestingly, I didn't get a specific herb. I got the World card from the Herbcrafter's Tarot, Pachamama, which is really a lovely connection actually to the 365 magical herbs and to healing the world and to being present with where we are and to honoring the earth. And I feel like there's an instant practice idea suggested just by looking at the card image, which is to create a mandala of the things that you find around in your own landscape. And so that is a perfect connection to Airmid and to this month of healing. Perhaps create a mandala for your healing, for your community's healing, for the healing of the earth itself. So that is a practice idea for you. And you can also see specific herbs located in this mandala form, as well as a lovely monarch butterfly. And so I do think it is a good card, but it wasn't the herb card that I was looking for to give us kind of an herbal selection or an herbal focus for this month. So I'm going to share what the authors Letitia Guthrie and Powell Colbert have to say about this card. And then I went ahead and drew a supplemental card as well, because I really did want a specific herb to use. And I'm sorry about my light today. It's rainy, and so in order to not have a shadow on it, I have to have this other light on. But the light creates a glare, so I do know that that's happening. So the message here is: weave a rainbow that makes the world whole. Share your sacred work. Love wins. And so this mandala in this picture is made from red poppy, California poppy, dandelion, motherwort, borage, alfalfa, red clover, and yarrow. And so there are these that's the herbs that are represented here. And then they note that fulfillment and satisfaction come after great achievement. You've accomplished so much. You've accomplished so much. The garden is lush and thriving. Life is in full bloom. So in April, life isn't quite in full bloom, but it's definitely working on it. Pachamama, or the World Mother, is the sovereign deity of Inca mythology who represents all that is whole, beloved, and complete. So maybe an affirmation for you this month could be: I am whole, beloved, and complete. I am whole, beloved, and complete. Like you, she's a being of great power who has the ability to create life through joy and pain. The lessons you have integrated on your journey may present themselves as if new, but honor them as a gift, as old friends who come bringing new gifts. So another affirmation can be: I honor the lessons I've learned on my journey. I honor the lessons I've learned on my journey. And so then they have some ideas to offer here, which is: you might spread joy and peace by decorating, making, or wearing art with colorful rainbows. You might choose to promote or share your work this month. Sign up to teach, vend at a fair, submit an article for publication, and, as I already said, make a mandala to mark a significant moment in your life or in your community. I would suggest making one for healing. You can make one for healing, but also you can make one for activation, for initiation, for choosing a creative project, for choosing your sacred work. You can make that as well, or just for celebration, for honoring your journey and where you are. So then the next thing I did was think, if I didn't get an herb from this card, I'm going to go ahead and choose from this Botanical Inspirations Oracle. This is a deck I used to use a lot based on this language of flowers resources. I kind of enjoy, or I do enjoy, like the vintage seed packet style here. And I've stopped using this deck for years and years. I haven't even thought of it for a long time. I used to use it almost every single week. And And so I excavated it from the tiny temple and decided to use it this month when we're talking about herbs. And so we got the camellia and the white camellia, and there's a quote from William Shakespeare: "It's not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves." So I hold my own destiny. A nice affirmation there is I hold my own destiny. And so consulting with the book recently, also the symbolism here is destiny, and they say that camellia is revered as a sacred flower throughout Asia. It's the national flower of China, where it symbolizes children. To the Japanese, it's an emblem of the divine. In Korea, it's used in wedding ceremonies to represent longevity. And camellias were imported from Asia to Victorian England for winter balls, and they had a special meaning for lovers. So the gift of a white camellia sent the message that the sender and the recipient were destined to be together. And so the message from this card, according to the book, is, here's the little book: when you look all around you, see signs that your fate is unfolding as it should. When you direct your gaze within, seeing what is in your own heart, you discover your true destiny. You discover your true destiny. So perhaps an affirmation could be, I listen to the call of destiny. I listen to the call of destiny. Or even, I direct my gaze within and listen. Or, I look around me and see the signs that my life is unfolding as it should. I look around me and see the signs that my life is unfolding as it should. Okay, so then, even with the destiny, I was like, I want a regular card that's an herb that I can make tea from. So I went ahead and chose another one, which I think is a good reminder that we create these practices in ways that nurture and suit us. So there's no rule that says you can't pick another card if you want to have an additional card. And so we do have to resist, not getting quote unquote the right card. So we keep picking until we get the right answer, but it's okay to choose again. And so I chose again. And this time we received the 10 of water, or red clover. So this one I was really happy to see, because this is something you can make a tea or a tincture out of, or an infusion. And red clover is pretty abundant and proliferates easily around. I was thinking, and I've written several poems about that we've been passing fields of what I thought was red clover, even though it's a little early for it, but it's really henbit that we've been passing. I read about that. So it's not quite red clover, but it's almost time for red clover. I just love that. Isn't that a beautiful little clear teapot there and all that abundant red clover? So a practice for this month might be to work more deeply with red clover, to buy some tea or dry some red clover, or plant some red clover, or make an infusion of red clover, but explore or make a mandala with red clover, but explore and experiment with red clover this month. And so I will check in with what she has to say in the book about red clover as well. And this is a card of nourishment, which is perfect for our month of heal. We need nourishment in order to heal. Taste the nectar of deep nourishment. Serenity rises from the roots of gratitude. Compost breeds contentment. Compost breeds contentment. I breed contentment. I taste the nectar of deep nourishment. And so those are some other affirmations for you too. But she goes on to say, serenity is born from nourishment of the soul. So here's another one. I nourish myself. I nourish myself well and wisely. Experience the joy and stability of your dreams coming to life. As the deep taproot of red clover restores the soil underground, the bright flowers delight humans and animals above the ground. When you feel refreshed and happy, you freely share your good fortune with others. Radiate peace and abundance. Red clover needs to be planted only once to flourish on its own. And I love this time of year to see what flourishes without me needing to control it or interfere with it. I just love to see what flourishes on its own. This tea is delicious as it is healing. The road to well-being can be filled with harmony. It can be this good. Another affirmation, my life is good. And so some suggestions: sit on the earth and taste the nectar of red clover flowers one petal at a time. Dance barefoot with gratitude in a field of clover to find serenity. Enjoy daily red clover infusion to find contentment, and then give the used herbs back to the earth. So several practice suggestions for you there with red clover. And then we're going to go ahead and close today's ritual with our Aramid card from the Story Goddess Oracle. This little packet is a benefit to members of the Goddess Magic community on Patreon, so feel free to join us over there at the Goddess Magic community tier, and then you get these monthly packets. And so this one is actually drawn from my Omen days. So Aramids are goddess of the month, but the information here is chosen from my Omen days materials, which I also make available to the Goddess Magic community. And so the word on the back is content. I am content with my life. I am content with my life. Or I cultivate contentment. I nourish contentment. And then, perfectly, I nourish my wholeness. I nourish my wholeness. And that really connects well to our month with Persephone and restoration. I nourish my wholeness. I cultivate contentment. I am content with my life. And then in the back, there's a little poem. Let your questions rest. Be gentle with your heart. Cultivate contentment present where you are. There is a space for you right here. There is a space for you right here. Choose yourself. Choose your own life. And then there's a little poem in the back that is actually slightly more related to the fall, but I'm going to go ahead and read it anyway. This is from my little recap color sets. This one's a little hard to see. I shouldn't have used the red background, but I did. So here we go. We each need time each day to step out of the swirls of others, to exist untethered with only the pulse of presence and the great what is for company. We need time to replenish ourselves and restore our sense of connection to the sacred, to pause, grateful, alive, and breathing where our feet are, sunshine slipping between the trees to kiss our shoulders. Pausing is the ancestor of action. Listening is the ancestor of discernment. Restoration is the antidote to depletion. Tending to the spirit is the antidote to fragmentation. Let us call together these ancestors and antidotes. Let them steep together in our cauldron of being until we emerge with the confidence that we know what we are here for and what we will offer and do. What we will offer and do. And then finally closing with Aramid's poem herself. Listen, I am the key that unlocks the door to your own knowing. May you trust yourself to birth your own healing into being. So may you cultivate contentment. May you trust yourself to birth your own healing into being. Thank you so much for being here. Keep living your magic, everybody. Bye-bye.